Star Wars. I couldn't think of a Final Fantasy song. It kind of sucked. How you go? Roasted the channel. It's horrible. That's a good intro so far, and I'm feeling this video. Anyway, we are roasted. The channel. And we're going to bring you something we haven't done in quite a little bit. A top 5 times he's been on his phone.
I was trying to look up the names. I can't remember the name.
Wow.
But I got it.
So we're going to do a top 5 Final Fantasy characters because Final Fantasy VII Remake right around the corner.
Hopefully,
yeah. April 12th? 15th?
I think so.
It's sometime in April, sometime mid-April. Yeah, hopefully it drops. Apparently it might be postponed to getting to the stores. Might be postponed being shipped to your house. The only
might be post-stoned.
You're post-stoned. The only thing that you can actually get 100% on the day is the digital copy. So if you pre-ordered the digital copy, great. Let us know how great the game is. If I don't get mine, I probably will lose my mind. I really want to play it. I'm very excited for it.
We're all excited for it.
It's very good. It's very, very good. If you haven't played the demo is still open. Definitely check that out. It is a very good demo. But today, top 5. We are going to bring you our 5 favorite Final Fantasy characters. And the reason we're doing this is we are in a group chat. We are in a group chat with me, him, Gabe, The World of Cartoon 123. If you haven't seen that, check that out.
Yep.
Jonathan, Ghostly Panda, check him out.
Yep.
And JP, The World of Robots, check him out.
It's not a real channel, but yes.
He doesn't make a channel like
The
that.
World of Robots.
Anyway, we're in a group chat, and we were talking about Final Fantasy. We were talking about our top 5 favorite characters. And one of us got a lot of flack for not putting a certain someone at number 1.
Yup.
So,
well, not number 1, but
I didn't put him on the list.
You didn't put him on the list.
So you're going to find out who that is, because he's still not going to be on my list.
Oh my god.
Just for the simple fact I want to piss this guy off, and hopefully piss some of you off. So drop a comment with your top 5. Let's start with our number 5 favorite Final Fantasy.
My number 5 from Final Fantasy 8. I think it's 8. Squall.
Yeah, it's 8.
Squall, is it Leonhart?
Lionheart,
yeah. Yeah, he's dope. Like, Final Fantasy 7 is like the greatest one. I think we all agree it's the best Final Fantasy game.
I can agree. You might get a little argument.
And I get that because a lot of them are really good. But I think between the 4 of us, maybe Jonathan, we all think 7 is the best. Right?
Yeah, I think 7's the best.
But when I really liked 8, and I liked because you're Squall, and there was another character you played as too. He had the long hair. They both had the same weapon. They had the gunblade.
Yeah.
But I thought Squall was like, I thought he's really good look. Not good looking. He's good looking.
He's good looking.
But his character design is great. He looks super cool.
Really nice.
I liked the way he was in the game. I think he might be like, as far as main character, like the main character.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about our favorites. I think he's still top. I think he's top 3.
For favorite all time?
But the player the main character you can play as.
Okay.
He's probably like the 3rd best to me. Yeah. But as far as my favorite characters, he's 5.
Okay. That's not bad.
Plus his weapon is fire.
Yeah, I like his weapon a lot. I never really liked the character of Squall. Final Fantasy VIII was a really good game though, and Squall is dope. I don't know, there's something about him I never good.
I thought Final Fantasy VIII was so good. A lot of people don't really talk about it.
It was very good.
That was good.
My number 5 is going to be from a recent Final Fantasy 15, and it is going to be your main character in that, and it's Prince Noctis. Noctis is probably one of the dopest characters been seen in a while. Yes, you can say he's very emo and very millennial or whatever you want to say.
Who cares?
All the issues. He's dope, man. He can teleport. He's got all magic powers. He pulls his weapons out of the air. It's dope. Like, you can have multiple weapons with him. He can have multiple classes, multiple fighting styles. I mean, he's cool. His limit breaks are cool. Everything about him is cool. That game was really fun. I mean, I like Noctis. I think he's dope. When he gets older, if you haven't played the game, spoiler alert, but by now, come on. When you get older, he looks dope when he's coming back, and he's got the prince attire. But then that's another thing. In Final Fantasy 15, you can change his attire. 90% of them are dope. Some of them are kind of goofy because one's like a Power Ranger space alien, and then one of them's like a thermal suit. But everything else they wear is super dope. So
just the whole like when he throws his thing, he can just teleport to it. It's so dope.
Yeah, he's very dope. Very, very cool. I don't know if he's underrated because that game was really great. But yeah, I'm gonna start off with Noctis.
That's pretty good.
And number 4.
So number 4, I talked about character design before. I think this guy's character design is so I think back in the day, everyone thought he was like the coolest one. Maybe not their favorite, but Vincent Valentine. Dude, he was just when you unlocked him in the game. I know everyone wanted to play with him because he was just so good. The only negative about Vincent was his solo game.
Yeah, that's Dirge of Cerberus or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't very good, but I was super excited for it because it's him. So I was like, oh man, he gets to play with Vince. He's gonna have his own game. Wasn't very good, but that's fine because he's just so dope. Like the way he looked in Final Fantasy Advent Children, the movie. He just looks so he was just so dope.
He is very.
And he didn't even have a sword or anything. He just had the double barrel shotgun. Yeah, so nice. It just. The red coat that would cover his face, his hair.
Yeah, no, he's super dope, man.
He's number 4 for me.
Yeah, like you said, the only negative thing I think you could ever think about him is that horrible game. Which you guys want to remake a game? Remake that game.
Yeah, they shouldn't remake that game.
Or actually just redo the whole thing because that game was, dare I say, trash. No, not number 4. Keeps coming and going. I probably should have wrote my list down because I keep forgetting. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to squeeze in a spot for Red 13.
Okay.
Red 13, if you don't know who he is, he's the dog character.
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy 7, he's the dog. I can't think what his race is called, but he's dope. Usually I put him on my team. He's got great magical power, great attack power.
Red 13 is cool.
He's probably a super underrated character because you really don't hear too many people talk about him.
That's true.
That's what I'm trying to bring you is kind of an underrated kind of score. But yeah, Red 13, man, dope character. Just his design is dope. His character arc is really good. His story behind him, what's going on with his little town that he's in and everything for Final Fantasy 7. I think he's dope.
Okay, I like that pick. I didn't see that coming at all.
I kept going through the list. I'm like, no, that's going to be too. He's too main. So I'm trying to find some upsets. So we're going to see how this goes. Number 3.
So number 3 for me. This guy was number 2 until a different character came out years later. This guy was always number 2 for me. But Sephiroth is at number 3.
What? The disrespect, sir.
He's such a he's the greatest Final Fantasy villain. To me, dude, he was just so dope. His super long sword, his long white hair, his outfit, the way he looked in, same thing with Cloud too, but the way he looked in Kingdom Hearts, with the one wing,
the one wing.
He just was so dope.
Yeah, he's super dope.
He was hard to beat in that goddamn game.
He's hard to beat in every game. He's hard to beat in Final Fantasy.
But he's just, bro. Again, Advent Children. When he pops up at the end, I was just like, yes.
Yeah, it's
this is the greatest thing ever.
What's that? The guy he takes over, I can't even think of his Kadaj or whatever.
He's not in my top 5, but the only reason why he's not is because he's not in the game. But that character
he's dope.
Would make my top 5.
All 3 of those dudes were dope.
All 3 of them are just dude. All the characters in that movie are so good. But yes, Sephiroth.
Okay, I like it.
Number 3.
So my number 3 was going to be Vincent. But you know how we do. We don't like to. He takes him. I got to figure somebody else out. So I'm going to go ahead and at number 3. Remember, Vincent is there number 3. But I'm going to go ahead and take an upset character.
Upset.
From Final Fantasy X. And I'm going to pick one of my favorite characters in that. And I don't know why. Lulu. I love me some Lulu. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She is the mage. In Final Fantasy X, you can really make them do whatever they want to do. Because you had that was the time where you had the spear grid. And you can move them around. but she has little moggles and little dolls that's her weapon.
Wow.
And she has some big old titties. Tell you what.
So that's why.
I love her. But she's
God.
always one of my favorite characters. She's fun to play with. She's fun to do different stuff with. She always learns super cool spells. She's always on the... I always leave her as a mage. If you guys ever change or anything else, let me know. I'd love to see what that looked like. But she's always in my party when I play that game. I always try to take her out. I'm like, I'm not going to use her. But I always plug her in with one of the other two I feel like using. So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and pull an upset out of the hat. And I'm going to put her at number 3. Now, we're going to move on to your number 2.
So this is going to take over Sephiroth's...
The disrespect.
Yeah, man, I remember the very first ever, teaser trailer for Final Fantasy 15, and they had shown Noctis. He's, sitting in that king's chair.
Yeah.
And all that army comes up, and he's, blocking all the bullet shots with his magic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Noctis is the dopest. Not for my number 1. He would have been number 1.
Damn,
He's so... I don't even care about the whole, he's too emo. Who cares? Just his look, his, the powers that he has. Dude, when you fight, he's, the coolest character in Tekken.
Oh, wow.
Because you can fight with him in Tekken.
I completely forgot he's in Tekken.
Man, he's just so dope. You know what's funny? Jonathan looks like him. And I hate to say that. Jonathan's probably going to kill me.
Looking, man.
Bro, Jonathan, especially when you play through the game and then maybe you go, back into time.
Yeah.
And then you go forward and you're older.
Yeah.
Jonathan looks just like that. Oh my gosh. It freaks me out.
I don't know if I can find an ugly picture of Jonathan to put up.
I know, Jonathan's so ugly, but for some reason he looked just like him. But yeah, I just think...
So Noctis is your number 2.
Dude, as soon as I saw him, he immediately to me was the dopest.
This is why I'm glad I changed my list and you just go take
Noctis. I just tell people the truth.
That's good. Yeah. My number 2, I'm going to go back to Final Fantasy X. Again, I love Final Fantasy VII. It's my favorite game. I know my list is a little Final Fantasy X heavy. I'm going to go with Auron. If you don't know who Auron is, he has the big red trench coat, the huge sword. He's really great in that game. He's Yuna's, I forget what it is, protector. She's his guard or whatever, but he is just dope. He's got the glass. I mean, everything about him. He's dope. He's definitely my number 2. I would not have changed that, regardless for this list or not. He would have been in my top 5 regardless, but Auron, he's cool. He's super strong. He's great at defense and offense. I mean, he's another one that if you're building a team, he's got to be either the core with him or Lulu or Titus, and you gotta have him as a core. But yeah, he's dope. I've always liked him so damn much. He's dope.
Nice. That's a good pick.
That is. Do we even have to do our number 1 with you?
Dude, Cloud is the greatest Final Fantasy character in the history of the series. He's the best character. I don't care what anybody says. Bro, his design in Advent Children with the earring, the half coat thing, and his bandage covering up his sickness. God, bro, his hair, everything about. And when I saw the way he looked in the remake, I was just like, bro, this is exactly
it's amazing.
What I wanted. He's the best in Smash. He's the best.
I don't know, man. Incineroar is pretty
Any game that has ever had him featured in it, he is the best character. There's a reason why.
There's a reason?
Because he's one of the greatest video game characters of all times, period.
Wow.
Period. I think he's the greatest.
He
might
be another
be
top
number
5 list.
1.
Wow.
But to me, bro, he's just so dope looking.
No,
Dude, everything, all his swords, his motorcycle.
Yep. Everything.
Just everything about him is just so dope. Just his attitude, the way he was in the movie.
So we're gonna do this for a spin-off. A little spin-a-rooney. A little catch his curveball to the side of the face. Who wins in a fight between your number 1 and number 2? Cloud or Prince Noctis?
That's close.
That's very close.
I'm just gonna give it. Well, Cloud beat Sephiroth by himself.
He did.
So I'm probably gonna give it to Cloud, but it's gonna be close.
It'd be very close.
Gosh, Cloud is just everything about him is just cool. He's just the definition of cool.
He's definitely cool.
He might be the greatest video game character of all times, and he's not his number 1.
No.
So meaning he went through 5 characters and didn't even put him in at number 5.
Okay, so first off, let me explain to you. Let me explain my side of this situation that came up.
Baloney.
I don't put him in my top 5 because he would be in my top 5. He is dope. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. Think he's probably, like you said, the dopest video game character you can think of. Maybe next to Link. or maybe Metro. I don't know. He's probably one of the dopest for sure. But the issue is, all of them have Cloud in his top 5. And if you know me, I have to be different.
We did a top 5, and you didn't have him in the top 5 at all.
That's because I saw your guys' top 5. I wasn't putting Cloud in my top 5 while you guys put in the top 5.
That's why he got the hate.
So, of course, my number one, if you know me, one day, one of these years, I want to get a tattoo of this man fighting Vegeta. Sephiroth is my number one. To me,
That's a good number one, though.
Sephiroth is everything that is just dope with a character, man. He's got a great character arc. He started off as a good guy, somebody Cloud looked up to and Zack looked up to. And then all of a sudden he just snaps and goes crazy, which I mean that's basic humanity. It happens to people all the time. You're good one day and then you wake up and you just lose your shit because something happened to you. So I mean, and then he's just so powerful. He's so strong. He changes. He's the one-winged angel. He gets the one wing. Like you said, in Advent Children, when he came out, I was cheering. I'm literally screaming at a cartoon or a computer graphic model, screaming at the top of my lungs because he's there. I want to get my arm covered with Sephiroth fighting Vegeta, maybe Todoroki in the background looking on. But I definitely want to get my arm covered with Sephiroth fighting Vegeta. Those are my 2 all-time favorite characters in anything ever. So that's definitely what we're looking to do.
Dude,
I lost the pin.
Advent Children is probably, do you think it's the best video game movie?
Advent Children?
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down. I couldn't.
Bro, we got exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, man, it was so dope because it brought back all the characters, even the goofy ones from Shinra.
It gave us new characters that were dope.
Yeah, it gave us new characters that were super dope. It gave us a new story. It gave us, I mean, all our characters we wanted to see, and then they did like a tag team move at the end. They fought. We saw a couple summons when they fought Bahamut. I mean, it was hands down. It was better than the other Final Fantasy crap movie. Whatever the hell that thing was called.
Oh, yeah, that was crap. But did you see the Final Fantasy movie they did for 15?
I did not get a chance to see
that. That one's just as good.
Yeah.
Well, because the main characters in the movie are in the game.
No, yeah, so it's a different art.
But because I think it goes the movie, and then right when the movie ends, the game starts.
Ah, makes sense.
But that movie was amazing. The character in that I would put he's an honorable mention. Zack is an honorable mention.
Yeah, Zack's definitely an honorable mention.
Tifa, not because of reasons you might like her, she's an honorable mention. I think those 4, and then Kadaj, and then the other 2 brothers. If I was to do a top 10, those guys that would be it.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, man, it's just bro.
I like my honorable mention would be kind of the offbeat characters. Titus.
Titus is dope.
Titus
Lightning too. I like Lightning.
Lightning.
I think she's good. A lot of people don't like her though.
No, a lot of people don't like her. Kamari. Cool. Kamari's the big blue guy in Final Fantasy X. Like him a lot.
You don't like Barrett?
I can't stand Barrett.
Why?
So if you have Barrett in your top 5, I am sorry. He's the most annoying character.
Oh wow.
The most overrated character I've ever seen. I can't stand Barrett. Every time that he is in my Final Fantasy 17, he gets kicked out as soon as I don't even care. I get Kate Sith next, and I kick him out. I can't stand that dude. Cannot stand him. I can't think of her name, but she's in Final Fantasy 15. She's the sister to one of the other the princesses, and she got like a cool dragon staff or dragon lance. She's dope. I mean, there's so many.
There's so many.
There's so many. We can add Ignis, Gladio from Final Fantasy 15, Zack, as you mentioned.
What do you think? What game has the best collection? Is it 7?
Of characters?
Yeah.
I don't know, because 10, I love 7's characters, but 10's characters are just, they're just something different about them. There's something, because 7, they're all kind of grungy.
Why is 7 so close to everyone's heart?
Because it's such a good game. It's such a good game. You have so much that pulls you into that game, so you start out, you're trying to save the world.
Like the story's the best.
Yeah, then the arc just changes all of a sudden. You find out that you're not who you're supposed to be, and you're taking over this guy's life, and then Sephiroth was your model, and then he snaps, and you understand the planet is dying, and then you have possibly, I think what made that game 100% the best Final Fantasy game is what they did with Aerith, when they just stabbed her in the damn chest and killed her.
That made people cry.
Exactly. I think that's something that pulls it in. I mean, and every Final Fantasy game has it, but that one was just, that was rough. That was rough to see.
Yeah, I think it is the best one. There's so many memorable characters, but that one, the collection of characters.
Yeah. To me, Final Fantasy IX is very underrated. The one with the Zendaya, he's got the 2 daggers, the little monkey tail. They kind of go back to the goofy genre.
They were trying to go back to like the fantasy type.
The original. Yeah, I love that damn game.
Yeah.
That's probably my 3rd favorite Final Fantasy game, because I love that game, man. That game's great. I know none of them are on my list, But
Dude, top
Steiner-
10 list is hard.
It is. It's very hard. There's so damn. There's really, if you think about it, there's maybe 1, 2, 3 bad characters.
Yeah. I just think like the hardest thing to do is not to put all the Final Fantasy 7 characters in a top 5 or 10.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 out of 1, 2, 3 out of the
I had
5.
2 out of 10.
And then even if you add this like Zack might have made my top 5, but it's just hard, bro.
And it's also harder because back in the day the characters weren't so developed.
Yeah.
You know, with Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, you had the Onion Knight and you had what's the dragon guy's name? I can't think of the dragon, the purple dragon. Like you have these other characters, and they're dope. They're very dope. They're very cool. The bad guy in Final Fantasy 1 or 2, the clown guy, I can't think of his name, Khalifa. He's super dope. He's really, really cool. I mean, they're just not, to me, they're just not as developed as these other games. And I've played a couple. I played a lot of them. But to me, I don't know. I just feel more connected to these characters and more developed with those characters. So, I mean, that's why they're more heavy that way, I feel.
Makes sense. Just it's a good series.
And now I'm going to have one final comment before we go. Lulu! There it is, guys.
Wow.
Look at those things.
Don't. Oh my God.
I was talking about her little doll she has. Get out of here.
Wow.
Where's your mind at?
Why do you say things?
You know,
I just
maybe she has more than one. I gotta find a picture of more than one. Oh my God. Oh, what a good video. And of course, this has been
Wait. Who's the prettiest character?
the prettiest
Who's the
character
prettiest? Is it Tiff?
in Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy.
Damn, I don't know.
That's a weird. They're video game characters, but we all.
Oh yeah, of course. Jessica Rabbit's probably the hottest cartoon character in the history of
That's very
cartoons.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, sure. Oh, whatever.
Look at those things.
Look at those things.
Who's
Look at those things.
Who's the? I think Tifa's the
You think
prettiest.
Tifa?
Oh.
I don't know, man, because I had a big crush on Yuna, Lulu. Just Tifa, you have a huge crush on the teacher from Final Fantasy VIII. Can't think of her damn name. But
Oh yeah, damn, what is her name?
I can't think of her damn name. Like I don't know. There's a bunch of hot ones. I don't know if I'd go with Tifa or Lulu because I had a huge crush on Lulu. I love Lulu.
Dude, Tifa's. Dude, she looked great in Advent Children.
She did. She looks great in this damn game. She looks great in everything. You know who looks really great in that game? Jessie, who's not even a main character. Holy crap. That's how Jessie looked in that game. She probably would have been my main character. Crazy.
I just wanted to know. Go ahead, you can continue to.
And of course, this has been your top 5 with your boys from Roasted, the channel, Final Fantasy Edition. Please drop a comment on your top 5. Let us know what you thought about our top 5. Of course, you know, we'll put the vote up on Instagram, and I lose every single time. That's why we haven't done these videos. We keep losing these damn votes because people don't even watch the video. They're like, I'm gonna vote for Adrian because they don't like Matt that much. I'm gonna vote for Adrian because Matt doesn't put top 5
You didn't
together.
put Cloud in your top 5.
Matt 5 doesn't put top 5s together to pander to the people. I'm a pander, baby! I am who I am, and I'm the bad guy. Duh. So much for that. That's good. Oh, I love myself. Anyway, follow us on all social medias. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I don't like TikTok. I'm on it just because, I want to get pushed on it, whatever. But it's fine. Even when you watch it, all these people going like this.
Stop it.
Oh, I think I popped a testicle.
Oh my God.
Roasted 9809 for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the game 9809 for the Twitter. And of course, if you haven't heard it before, the one thing that you all can do is have peace and love in your heart and go out, go searching, go on a long journey to find a golden chocobo and hug a damn chocobo. Oh man, I'd hug Lulu.
Stop it.
And I'd get that one knee.
Ew.
I'd like, Miss Lulu, would you do me the honor of marrying me and being on my YouTube channel?